Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla Apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Another hour spent discussing something that is crucial to your current existence and your future life, and that's money. You need it to keep going, and you need it to get where you're going. And that's why we want to help you do all the things needed to make the money you need to create the income you need to enjoy the life you deserve. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. That's 855-935-8255. I'm Don McDonald, along with my co-host, Mr. Thomas Seacock over there, back from his extraordinary vacation to beautiful Lake Chelan in Washington.
I'm just hacking out some of the smoke there.
Yeah, smoke them if you got them.
You know, after a few days, I thought I may as well just take it up. I'm doing it anyway. I mean, what's the point, right? Eliminate the middleman. So, yeah, it's a little smoky, a little hot, too, 106 degrees. So
Somebody decided just that the west of the United States should just burn.
I know. So there was a brand new fire driving back on Friday that was just Wenatchee just looked like it was you couldn't even walk downtown. Anyway, it's a great trip.
So it'll be this fall it'll be smoked apples.
Smoked apples, exactly. And you were there for a couple of days. We had a great time. Went out in the boat and hung out with the grandkids.
It's really nice. Yeah, I got to meet your new grandson.
Yeah, he and I. You really bonded.
We bonded.
You
yeah,
and E.T., as we call him. Yeah, he spent a lot of time with you. You did a good job.
We chilled together. Yeah. Me and a what, 1 month old?
No, I think he's
a month old. 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Little tiny guy. Yeah.
Little teeny tiny guy.
Really, really, really small. It's a great trip.
I was palming him. You know, I was dunking him in the basket.
He did well with the water skiing. I thought he'd cry a little bit as he was skipping along the water, but no complaints. Went right ahead.
No.
Good for him, huh? So,
hey, but in your defense,
yes,
you skipped him along the water in a life jacket.
That's true. Okay. So
you didn't just skip a baby. You skipped a baby. You know, you wrapped him in bubble wrap. It counts.
His mother's going to call me any moment and get in big trouble. We're kidding. We didn't take a 3-month out water skiing. Others water skied, but he did not, so.
My new grandson, my son sent me pictures. My new grandson is like, I don't know how old. He's like a month and a half, something like that. No, like 5 weeks. And got a picture of him today in his Bronco regalia.
Oh, already
working. He was all decked out in orange and blue.
Lord. Poor kid. What's that to look forward to for a lifetime, huh? What the heck?
Hey, they could be good again someday.
That's true. We won't go there right now.
No, we won't. 855-935-TALK's the number. Give us a call. We'd love to help you deal with your dough. And remember, we're bribing you to be a part of the show during the summer with a free 2-year subscription to Real Investing Journal for your participation here on the program. Call, ask a question, and we'll get you the answer, and we'll get you a magazine for 2 years. 855-935-TALK. And Dave, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Dave, how can we help you?
Well, I got a first question is at work they had a 401k that had 3 choices. You had your before tax, you had your Roth, and then they had an after tax. You could use that after tax as kind of a savings account is what I was doing. Well, then we got bought out and they took the after tax away. So I was looking for an after-tax
They didn't
solution.
steal the money.
Wait, the
they
money's
didn't steal
still there,
the money. We just don't give you that option anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Right,
Right.
right.
That's a way, by the way,
And,
that some
so-
major corporations do this. You can save up to $55,000 a year for retirement. It's amazing. Okay, but anyway, so what's your question?
I was using it for, like a, medical emergency type account where you could grab it without any penalties or, that type of sort of thing. So I started looking at an alternative to put this money. You guys were just talking about this Fidelity thing, and that 401k happens to be with Fidelity. And they said, and I just called them last week, and they were talking about this. Hey, we got this brand new account. And
whoa! They were saying go ahead and use the Fidelity Zero funds
to open like a brokerage account to put this after tax money.
Oh, okay.
I'm springing a leak. Let's come back.
What I wanted to do is I didn't want to have to put $3,000 up front. I just wanted to start contributing weekly or something to it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have a minimum from what I can tell, but let's go back one step, and it's an important step because you said this is money you use for like medical expenses and emergencies and things like that, and those two new Fidelity funds are very aggressive growth funds that will be, I guarantee, highly volatile.
And because they own stocks, it could lose significant value at some point, at which time you may need the money for whatever thing came along. We would not recommend those funds, nor any other stock funds really, for an emergency type of fund per se. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that, but like I say, I don't want to just put it in a savings account.
Why not?
0.25% either.
Well, you could use a bond fund. You could use the Vanguard short-term investment grade bond fund, for example, which is one that Don and I have argued about for years because I like it. It's paying a little over 2% a year now.
Or there are CDs out there. I am looking at one right now that is paying 3%.
Yeah, you can go to bankrate.com and learn more about those rates. But we do something like that, Dave, because we don't want you to lose the principal there when you make
if it's money that you're going to leave and you're going to leave alone for 20 years, then you could go with those Fidelity funds.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
You've heard that about 99% of all financial advisors are not always required to act in your best interest. You've probably been pitched financial products by all manner of friends and relatives, and the investing you have done is probably a hodgepodge of ill-fitting pieces that are doing little to provide the financial security you need. If you're looking for a 100% pure fiduciary, and we'll put that in writing, low-cost, fee-only advisor who always puts you first, give Vestory a call at 800-386-3004. That's 800-386-3004, or visit us online at Vestory, VESTORY.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
855-935-TALK's our number. Give us a call. There are just so many things you can do to invest money outside of your retirement plans at work. I mean, you can go with tax-managed mutual funds at Vanguard but these are only in the case where you want to take some risk with your money and you're going to leave it alone. You're not going to need it. If you need it in an emergency, and Dave mentioned health costs.
For health costs,
Setting up an HSA, a health savings account, makes a lot of sense because that money goes in tax-free, pre-tax, and gross tax deferred. But if you're going to put money away, rainy day money, I go to Bankrate.com because there are a number of banks that are very competitive, FDIC insured institutions that are horribly competitive right now. Barclays Bank, a British bank with a U.S. branch, is currently paying 2.45% on a 1-year CD with, get this, a minimum deposit of $1.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. You could I think I laughingly said that you and I have argued about this. I've used the Vanguard short-term investment grade bond fund. It's still yielding a little over 2. There's some risk there.
What's the symbol?
VFSTX, I think. Vanguard short-term investment grade bond fund. We got a lot of people waiting for us, so I want to make sure.
Hold on, I'm looking up the yield, though. You mentioned it.
I think it's
2.29. The CD's better.
All right, there you go. So that was easy.
CD's better.
Yeah. So go to Bankrate. Don't buy our advice. Go to Bankrate.com. They got the rates.
Bankrate.com.
Yeah.
855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. Pat, you're up next. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Pat.
Hi, Don and Tom. You guys have just been so helpful in the past. Listening to you I feel like I'm taking a financial class and learning so much, learning a new language.
It's an easy language, though. If we can do it, anybody can.
Indeed.
Any idiot can do it.
I talk to a lot of people who just don't want to deal with their money at work, and I just tell them, start listening to these shows and get the vocabulary, and then you start learning a little bit more each time.
Thank you, Pat. We appreciate that very much. Really do.
My problem today is my brother has not been responsible with money. He's 67 years old, and he's expecting a lump sum of $40,000 to $50,000 sometime in the next year, and I actually think an annuity might be good for him because if he just takes that money, he's just going to blow it.
Yeah,
he has barely enough money to live on right now,
and so this is going to supplement his other income then.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm thinking an annuity is something good for him. So I've tried reading about it, and they're very confusing. It sounds to me like he would need an immediate annuity.
Yeah, I think Vanguard has some decent products there. I forget.
No, I don't think they have an immediate. I don't think they have an.
My bad. There, Don's looking one up right now. So an immediate annuity, you'd give them the money, they would pay you back or pay him back some of the money every month with a small amount of interest. This, by the way, is another thing that Dave Ramsey lambasted on the show. Never use an immediate annuity because it doesn't pay you anything. Well, it doesn't pay you a lot. That's not the point. That's not the point exactly. The point is what you just said, Pat, and that is you don't blow the whole thing because you're getting a small amount to supplement your other income. I think for some people that makes total sense.
Exactly.
Don, what did you find? Because
one of the places, and I full disclosure, I finally did break down and join, only because of the hotel discounts. AARP actually does have what has been touted as a pretty good immediate annuity. They have a couple of companies they work with.
Yeah, what are the companies?
And he's 65.
67.
67. So he could be looking at a monthly income right now. It's only gonna add about $250, maybe $300 a month to his income.
$3,000.
But that's for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
that would be a nice cushion.
I think for many, this is where the rubber meets the road because generally we don't like annuities. For some situations like this, they make a ton of sense.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too. But so you said AARP deals with several companies?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, you could just go online there and reach out to them.
For the I've done a lot of research on these, and I really, there are some gimmicky annuities out there, and you have to really be careful with those. There are a lot of people who will lie to make a sale. So I'd want to be going through some of these other sources. In fact, I think Schwab even offers immediate annuities, if I remember correctly. So you might contact Charles Schwab and just shop around with some very big, reputable, non-sales oriented firms.
You don't want the gimmicks here. You really don't need them. I mean, because the interest rate is going to be very marginal. The idea here is you're going to get a payout for as long as your brother lives. It's going to supplement his Social Security, I assume. And that's going to put him in a better spot. I think it's a great strategy, Pat. He's lucky to have you as a sister. I'd say that. So
darn right.
He actually said he would be willing to listen to my advice.
Wow. I mean, that never happens in my family. I don't know about you, Don, but that's
first time it's happened in mine.
Well done.
Where he is in his life, that is not a huge windfall.
No.
To have $250 a month coming in is very likely that's groceries on the table.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's just going to be a cushion for him. He's just barely eking it out right now.
Then at least he'll be eating, and he'll with his Social Security and that he'll have a roof over his head and a meal in his belly, and that's as good as it gets for a lot of people.
Pat, thank you very much for the call, and thank you for listening
Pat.
Sending us to others. Appreciate it. By the way, we had a guy before we go to break, I want to mention this guy because he didn't just mention us, He wrote a whole article about us.
Yeah, well, he misspelled my name.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Dr. Andrew Lee of, I hope this is a coincidence, Lee University. I'm assuming it is.
No, it's named after him.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. He wrote, this is like it's one page. He wrote a full page. It's in I want to make sure I get this right. What's the name of the publication?
Like I remember?
Good News Tennessee Christian Magazine. He wrote a full page about our podcast and told people why they need to listen. This is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of blown away. So, Dr. Lee, thank you very much. Very, very thoughtful. Where's he misspell your name?
Nice looking campus.
Oh, Don MacDonald. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, get over
Where is it? Oh, it's in Cleveland, Tennessee, site of one of the great Civil War battles.
As the guy whose last name generally gets misspelled, you're going to have to get over that one. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm okay with it.
All right.
As long as I get mentioned, I don't care one way or the other.
Indeed.
So, yeah, no, it's a very nice article, and we really appreciate anytime you share the word with people is really helpful. Oh, and by the way, in a few weeks, the interactive iBook of financial physics, in a few weeks, that's going to be something you're actually going to have to pay for. So if you want to get it for free, you need to go to the iBook store and get it for free in the next few weeks. It'll be $2.99 soon.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Just as there are basic laws that govern our physical world called physics with a PH, there are also basic rules and concepts that impact our finances and investments. I call them financial physics with an F. In fact, 8 years ago, I wrote a book about them. For years, I've wanted to create an interactive version of that book to help readers better understand the concepts. So, since it was time for an update, I turned financial physics, with an F, into a special interactive multimedia version only on iBooks. It's the only platform that allows that. Because I want everyone to have access to this information, I decided to give this version away. Yes, it's totally free. So if you have a compatible Apple device, go get your copy of the new interactive book, Financial Physics, on iBooks. It's totally free, and it's available right now in the iBooks store.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And what are the odds? What are the odds that at Lee University, not only do you have one professor named Lee, Dr. Lee.
Andrew Lee.
They have two professors, Dr. Lee.
I'm assuming it's a coincidence, but I really don't know. Okay.
I think it's a coincidence.
Yeah, but we appreciate
generally when something is named Lee in the South.
Yeah, that's true. It wouldn't be the first time. But and I want to mention thank you to Andrew Lee, also to the gentleman at the South Dakota State Penitentiary. This is serious. In Sioux Falls, listening to the podcast, who wrote in and requested a retirement guidebook, and that's on its way there. I think it's approved reading material there. I'm assuming you can read it.
Of course it is. A retirement guidebook?
I don't.
How racy can a retirement guidebook?
I haven't turned the pages that carefully.
I think we're okay. Hey, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to turn over a new leaf.
I think it's great. So thank you to both of them for
save that whole 50 cents an hour they get in the prison laundry.
I wonder, can they
put
do
it
that
in a Roth IRA?
They have to be post-tax, I guess. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Do you pay? Yeah, no, not have to pay taxes. 855-935-TALK is our number. And Alan, you're next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, Alan. How can we help you today?
Hi, Ron. Hi, Don. I have, it might be a bit of a unique question here. I'm a federal employee in the FERS retirement system. And you can have your military time, prior military service, count towards your retirement with civil service. I want to get that military time to count in the FERS system, but I have to pay a fee for that, or basically buy back that time is what they call it. My question is, I have an IRA. A very small one. In fact, I need to pay $8,000 to get my 12 years of service to count. And this IRA has a little over $8,000 in it. Can I use the IRA to either roll over into the pension plan, or do I have to cash it out? And if I do that, is there? I know there's a time limit you have to reinvest it.
I'm going to stop you there, Alan. I could say almost 100% guaranteed you would not be able to roll that back, and you would have to take it out of the IRA, pay the tax on it, and the penalty,
the 10% penalty.
Assuming you're not 59 and a half, correct?
Yes, 61.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, good. See, you just sound so young.
Yeah, you do. You really sound great.
Yeah. So,
great.
So Ron, what do you think there?
Well, Alan, this is Tom, by the way, but we could go with Ron. I kind of like it.
I want to harass him
because they misspelled McDonald.
Sorry.
No. I'm so glad you did it after the McDonald thing.
He's still mad about that. I probably would not do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Can you get the monies from somewhere else?
Yes, selling stock.
That's the better way to go.
With some sort of gain on it, or does it have I
don't even care if it has a gain on it. Capital gain tax is lower.
That's true.
I'd rather you sell the stock.
Pay somewhere between 15 and 20 on the capital gains there.
Yeah, probably closer to the 15, and then you're not taking it out of the tax deferred vehicle that it's sitting in.
Yeah.
And 2, you're going to pay less to the government and get the same net result. So I think you're money ahead if you sell the stock.
Okay, that's good to know. So there is no way you can cash out an IRA, can't you? And if you, without the tax penalty and everything, if you roll it into another?
Yes.
You can roll it into another IRA, but you can't roll back into this kind of a plan. And the other thing is this is a buy-in, so it won't work.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Keeping the podcast breaks as painless as possible is my goal. That's why I want to very quickly tell you about the only magazine I've ever heard of that is 100% real investing all the time. There's no business news, no speculative advice, and certainly no lifestyle stuff. It's called Real Investing Journal. I publish it every quarter, and you can get 2 full years for only $25 at realinvestingjournal.com. That's realinvestingjournal.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Your life is fueled by money. It is the stuff that keeps you going, and it is the thing that will sustain you in the future if you've done some of the things that you need to do in the present. You need to make sure you understand the basics of how money is invested and how you need to invest it for your future in a way that is best for you personally. There is no magic. There is no formula. There is no gimmickry. Nobody knows what the future is going to bring. You need to make sure you've done it right for you. And if you need some help, give us a call at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. And we'll even bribe you with a magazine subscription to Real Investing Journal.
And in addition to that, come out and hear from me next Saturday. I'll be at the Retirement Round Table at the Maidenbower Inn. You can register. It's an all-day thing. I mean, you get great speakers, myself, Rick Gregor.
Did you say the Maidenbower Inn?
If I did, I misspoke. Maidenbower Center.
It's the Maidenbower
in Bellevue.
Bed and Breakfast.
Yeah, okay. You can sign up, get your tickets right now. TalkingRealMoney.com. TalkingRealMoney.com. It's good. Great program.
And wait until you see the size of this round table.
Holy
it is
cow!
Huge round table.
The Knights have nothing on us.
The Knights of the Round Table.
I'm waiting for that.
Okay, we're going to move along now before he sings again. And Sam, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, and thank you again. You're great. I've been listening to you way too long, and if I said how long...
Never too long.
Way back in the
Never,
century,
ever too long.
Last century. Well, that's okay, because Don was broadcasting several centuries ago, so it's good.
Okay, my question...
Yeah, wait, let me slip into my real voice.
Give me the pros and cons of CDs versus bonds right now, with bonds going down as CD rates going up. Because I've been doing 2-year CD ladders, which consists of a 6, 12, 18, and 24 every month. And that's what I've got rid of all my bonds, and that's where I've kind of been putting the money. And tell me the pros and cons.
Let me get our listener on the phone in Rapid City, South Dakota, if you want the cons.
That was too easy. No, I want to correct one thing you said at the beginning, what we all are guilty of, but it's very important. When you say something is going, you got to stop yourself, because whatever's happened to bond prices, it happened. They may turn and go the other direction starting Monday. We don't know. So it's always going to need to be in the past tense. Have the value of bonds gone down for the most part this year? Actually, I think it's more like over the last year as interest rates have gone up. Yeah. I just looked at the intermediate term bond fund we use for our clients. It's down about 1.4% year to date, as the yield has been increasing and is now, I think, a little over 2.3%. So you're correct. Here's the way I look at it. You're taking on some risk. Over time, you have been paid for taking on that risk, whereas a CD is simply, as you point out, Sam, it's a guarantee. You know you're going to get whatever interest rate for whatever period of time. And right now, as Don correctly pointed out, we are at an interesting moment where you can get some of these great deals. You found the one at bank rate for over 2, right, Don? That was a 2-year.
2.45 for a 1 year.
A 1 year. I mean, that's a pretty doggone good deal in a fairly low interest rate environment.
And I have always personally, there's a reason for bond funds, because it simplifies the process. I'm a fan of bond ladders, as you were discussing, but bond ladders are tricky.
I think you were saying CD ladders, actually.
I mean, I'm sorry, I meant CD ladder.
Yeah.
I meant that. Yes, I meant CD ladder. I'm older than I look.
Well, I don't know if I'd go there either, but okay.
Okay, all right, I'm younger than I look. The CD ladders are difficult to pull off because they require that thing that human beings lack, and that is discipline. I love them because they are an effective way to hedge on both sides. If you build a 5-year CD ladder, you're getting rates up to like almost over 3% right now on the 5-year CDs.
Wow.
And down into the mid ones or the 2s on the 1-year CDs. But here's the trick. Too many people try to play the game. Oh, rates are going down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just go extend my yield a little bit. They're always playing with it. Or rates are going up, I'm going to wait until they go a little higher. So they're great, but they're tricky. Whereas a bond fund, an intermediate term, short to intermediate term bond fund, is doing the same thing for you.
It's all done.
For all intents and purposes, they're building a ladder inside their fund.
I'm assuming this is like safe money, Sam, or something, so there's nothing wrong with that, of course, to use either the CDs or the bond fund, short-term bond fund.
Short, intermediate bond funds. The difference in returns is over a long period of time, I've studied them for years, going to be negligible.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
I just recently created a new and massively improved interactive edition of Financial Physics on iBooks, but I don't want to leave out those without an Apple device, although no other platform offers their interactivity. I have, however, created a free static PDF version of Financial Physics with an F that you can get right now at TalkingRealMoney.com. That's TalkingRealMoney.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
That's Ron and Don to you.
Ron and Don.
It has a nicer ring to it. I kind of like it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Are you changing it?
Why not? Why? Let's shake things up a little bit, huh? What the heck?
You do whatever you want. Apparently, they dragged your head through that water a little bit too much.
Oh, boy, did they ever.
Apparently, there was some oxygen deprivation.
In fairness to whatever happened to me, you were still the only person that I saw that tumbled off.
Fell into the lake.
With the raft after we'd stopped pulling you, and the phone went to the bottom. You're still the only guy that saw that.
Thank goodness your son went down for it.
He pulled it right
He dove down.
Anyway, good time.
855-935-TALK is our number, 855-935-8255. And I want to remind you that you can call that number anytime. I mean, we do the show
on at your
live.
House, it spins around and wakes you up, and this is Dawn.
No, Dawn says it's a voicemail.
Okay.
Voicemail.
But we answer it later. You answer a podcast.
Voicemail. But yeah, that's the way it works. So we're on the air between noon and 2 Pacific time on Saturdays or 3 to 5 Eastern taking calls live. But the rest of the time, that number rings to voicemail. And if you leave a question there, I will answer those questions on Talking Real Money Quick, the shorter version of the podcast that I put up every week with Talking Real Money at TalkingRealMoney.com.
That's all up at TalkingRealMoney.com, where you can also sign up for the class that I'm going to do next Saturday. Right?
There is so much stuff at TalkingRealMoney.com. Let me just give you a little taste of what is there.
Please do.
I'm telling you, TalkingRealMoney.com is the website you need to know for everything. First, it takes you right to all of the podcasts. We take every show and shorten the breaks, and turn it into a 38-minute podcast.
Pretty much know how much actual stuff is worth
That's how much show we actually do.
Yeah.
38 minutes. Then there's a link to get Financial Physics for free. The book that I wrote 8 years ago that I just rewrote. We're giving it away for free for a limited time.
Okay, but you're only giving away you can't get the published version.
No, not the paper version, but you can get a PDF version or the interactive, very cool interactive. You haven't even looked at the interactive yet, have you?
Well, I just went on vacation. Give me a break.
You could have read it on vacation.
That's true.
On your iPad. You got an iPad.
I'm reading Anthony Beaver's great new book on Arnhem. Sorry.
That's not quite the same.
And we know how it came out, as my wife always says. So what?
So you can get Financial Physics for free in the form of an iBook for only a couple more weeks, and then we're going to start charging as soon as the new printed Financial Physics comes out.
When is that?
Probably about 2 weeks.
That sounds more like me. You know, I'm still a printed guy.
Yeah. So the new printed Financial Physics will be coming out in a couple weeks, and we'll also have a Kindle version, finally, of Financial Physics for the first time.
Is that to set it on fire or something? A kindling
version? To kindle? No, the fire danger in Washington, too high.
Yeah, please set no fires. No. I made a joke about setting a backfire when we were over there. That did not go over
They don't take that. No, they don't take that stuff lightly.
No.
Then the next thing you can do, we have so many great things here. The next thing after the free book is a link to find an investment advisor that is a 100% fee-only fiduciary advisor in your area.
It doesn't have to be us, by the way.
No, that's the thing, is we actually will send you, we're like Miracle on 34th Street. We're Santa. We don't say that Macy's is always the best place. Gimbel's can be fine.
All right.
Well, except Gimbel's doesn't exist anymore.
Well, that's true. Macy's is still there. Sorry.
Yeah, Macy's is still there.
Kind of.
Then, I think this is an important thing.
Oh, okay.
Then, next up, you can download and print. When you find that advisor, and you should, by the way, you should do this if you have somebody who's advising you on money right now, you should go do this right now. Go to the site, download and print the advisor interview form there, and make your advisor fill it out.
You'll find out shocking things like how much you're paying them. You'll find out other shocking things like, are they selling
fiduciary?
You commission products, or what am I getting here? Things that you probably should know. Good stuff.
Scroll slightly further down the page, and you can sign up for next week's retirement roundtable.
Don't make me sing it. Yeah, I'm not going to.
Tom will be doing a performance of "We're Knights of the Round Table."
Come on.
You got to do it now. And then, or you can sign up for my class in Renton coming up in September.
That's
the Science of Retirement Investing. I haven't done one of those in, a year.
Yeah, long time.
Following that.
There's more?
Then you'll see, oh my gosh, you'll see the picture of the beautiful, lovely, and talented Ricky.
Oh, that's true. The hat campaign.
What's her job title now?
I have no idea. I hope they're back there doing something is all I ever
She's
hope.
A manager of something.
Yeah.
And she is wearing our fiduciary hat.
That's true.
And you can buy a set of hats. They're called AdvoCaps to take to your advisor so that they can wear the one when they're in any particular role. Like a lot of the guys on the radio say they're fiduciaries. Well, they're fiduciaries part of the time, but not the rest of the time.
They're what we call duly registered.
They need a hat.
Yeah.
Well, they need two hats. The green hat when they're acting in your best interest or as a fiduciary. The red hat when they're giving merely suitable advice.
Maybe
so
we should
that's
send
there
those
too.
To Dave Ramsey too. Give him a pair of hats.
That's a good idea.
I think you should. That'd be funny.
You think that'll make him mad? He already hates fee-only investment advisors. He does.
You forgot one of the huge things on the site.
I'm not done yet, but go
Okay,
ahead. What?
The risk quiz. I think the risk quiz is one of the best.
That was next.
Oh, pardon me.
I was saving the best for last.
Okay, go ahead.
We have spent a ton of time and a ton of money creating an amazing science-based risk quiz that we call the Risk Quiz, one word, RISQUIZ, that gives you some insight into how much risk you are comfortable psychologically taking with your investments.
Understanding your emotions around money.
It's powerful.
Yeah, it really is. And it's free.
Yeah, and it's free, and there's no obligation.
Yep.
See, a lot of guys, for example, I got Ken Fisher's free book.
And how many phone calls did Ken
on annuities?
that?
I've gotten phone calls. I get an email every other week.
Yeah, they work.
They're constantly haranguing me. We do not do that. We do not do that. It's what's funny is on our free stuff, like Better Retirement Guidebook, which you can download for free at retirebetterbook.com, we ask you if you want help. And if you say no, then we don't pester you. That makes us nicer than most.
Are we pestering the guy at the South Dakota State
Penitentiary? No.
Okay.
No,
I'd
because
say
we know
not
he doesn't
to,
have
but
many.
That's just me, but okay.
I'm sure there are plenty of crazy women who do that. What are these women who want to like marry guys who are in prison?
That's a whole other hour, maybe 2 hours. I don't know, and not this kind of program.
I don't know where I came up with that
idea.
one. So
it's
anyway,
all
that's what
at TalkingRealMoney.com. That was the bottom line.
including links to Real Investing Journal, to Vestory.com. All that cool stuff. So check it out. Go to TalkingRealMoney.com.
Picking on Dave Ramsey for the shameless plug, and you just the plug-a-thon there. Wow.
No, but
amazing.
all of that stuff's free, and it's not like we're selling.
It's not the bundle for $129.
Bundle. Oh gosh, he's got bundles too.
He's got.
You go to his website, he sells stuff.
That's what I say. The bundle. He was promoting it on the show we listened to for $129.
$29. Yes, I'm looking right at it.
A lot of
Chris
stuff.
Hogan's Everyday Millionaires book and Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University.
There you go. Peace, brother.
And $50 in free bonus items. We could be shameless pluggers like that.
Yeah.
Let's do something that's $130.
Make some money.
Don are talking real money.
Your number one financial goal must be retirement. As we live longer, our need for a substantial retirement nest egg has grown. That's why you must have a plan. And to help you map your route to a brighter future, I created Vestory's Better Retirement Guidebook. And you can get a free PDF copy right now at retirebetterbook.com. It's truly free and there is no obligation. So get your Better Retirement Guidebook now at retirebetterbook.com. retirebetterbook.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
I only have 1 second left. Go to TalkingRealMoney.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.